All right, here we go. Welcome to another installment of Mindset Mondays with SICK Startup Incubator Company Venture Studio. So I'm Rachel O'Mara, and I am a venture partner here. I am an executive coach, and I'm helping our clients and our network of all kinds of participants in our environment really learn the value of how to build our own leadership skills using emotional and social intelligence. So Mindset Mondays are a really powerful way to instill a practice weekly that can help to build this muscle. And as our second installment, today, I would like to do a little bit of breath work with you. And we started this last week, which was really exciting. And then we might get into just a couple tips to keep this week going for you strong. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to get to them. You can post them in the chat and I will answer them as we go a little later. But for now, let's just take a moment and settle in. So if you are on your laptop, you can just uncross your legs and uncross your arms. Simply just close your eyes if that's possible. You don't have to, but allow yourself to be present to yourself and your environment simply by settling into your space and arriving here. And so the idea is you can do what's good for you. What feels good for you is so important. All right, so maybe you want to move your neck around. If it's early in the morning for you, you can roll your shoulders, maybe take a deep breath. Exhaling a sigh, you can let out a sound, you can move. Energy actually moves through the body in three ways: breath, sound, and movement. So you can simply allow your body to be the guide to lead you where you need to be today. And just take a couple breaths here, natural breathing, feeling your feet on the ground. Just noticing what is here today for you. What is here? What gets to be present? Is there any tightness or sensations in your body that are coming up? Simply allow that to be here. And if you notice your mind and your thoughts doing different things, just simply return your attention back to your breath. There you go. And go ahead and set an intention for this time today. Setting the space. What is your intention for our time together? Even if you're watching this replay at a different time, that's all a-okay. You can simply allow yourself to create the intention needed for now. And just take one big breath and exhaling at your own pace again. Maybe coming back into the room by opening your eyes if they were closed, wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers. Just noticing maybe something you didn't notice already. What is one thing here that you're allowing yourself to notice that might not have been there before, or that you noticed before? It was probably there, but you didn't see it or notice it. Maybe you were hearing it, maybe you see it. When we give ourselves permission and time to notice new things, we're actually bringing our curious mind online, which means our thinking brain, and allow ourselves space to feel sustained and get into the visionary space that actually can help feel nurturing and sustainable and visionary for ourselves and creative. When we actually just kind of go into our routine or autopilot mode, that doesn't happen, and it can't happen physiologically. All right, well, Give yourselves a high five, pat yourself on the back. You did it, you made it. Thank you for showing up today. Now for our breath work, what again I wanted to mention is last week I explained how breath work can benefit us and why it matters. I wanted to share a little bit about the science this time, where our science of the breath can actually help us understand the process of what we experience, even if it's 5 minutes of breath work. So what happens when you're in this space doing conscious breathing, you're actually not just breathing per se, but you're actually breathing energy, if that makes sense, because you're bringing your intention in with it to do different things than just normal, regular autopilot breathing, right? And the breath is everything. We do it all the time, and it can really help us feel more present and more sustained, as we just did that little mini exercise before, right? Just a little bit of breathing. It wasn't even that structured. So what happens when we actually start to do what I call integrative breath work or meditative breath work, like if we just even breathe through our nose and exhale through our mouth, we're allowing ourselves to become more oxygenated. And we are also increasing our volume of CO2, carbon dioxide, in our bodies as well, because we're holding our breath. We're really extending the breath out, sometimes making them longer breaths. So we actually are changing the chemistry of our physical bodies through our CO2 levels. And how that happens for us is that we start to think differently, meaning our brains are accessing new parts of our brains that don't typically get accessed because our breath is not allowing that rest and digest mode to come online so easily. And we're off autopilot because we're allowing more carbon dioxide into our bodies, actually. And we reach a state called alkalosis, where we are more alkaline. So our chemistry there has changed, which allows us, again, to access ways of being in our body and in our mind that we don't normally access or have when we're not doing conscious breath. And some of the benefits of this, which you may have experienced if you were with me last week or in any of these, are noted through research and through lots of journals now and blogs. Some of them just high level are things like reduced blood pressure, better sleep, enhanced and better moods. You might feel better immunity, like having better immune systems, I should say, better sleep. And all of these things are incredible benefits of breathwork, which is why it's so important to have this, I think, as a practice that's ongoing. So are you excited or what to know that you can now do breathwork and call these types of benefits in at any time, because you're able to have conscious breath available? It's just a matter of intention and having that time to do it, like Mindset Mondays. So with that, let's get into our breath pattern today. And I also bring in a mantra for us. So for me, this mantra this week, I thought a little differently about mantras this week, because I just did a triathlon yesterday, and the coach that I work with was telling us how important mantras are, but I'd never used it really in this way in sport. In sport, I'm usually just so focused on the moment that I'm not thinking about a mantra like "I got this" or "long and strong," right? So like I thought about this afterwards and thought, wow, what if we had a mantra that was actually really powering ourselves to our next level of ability? And so in breathwork, a lot of the mantras that I use and I think are really good are things like very, really simple 3 to 4 words sentences about ourselves. So for example, I am ready. Last week we used I am here, right? But what if it was I got this? That was the one I used yesterday, actually, and it worked out great. So today you can always override my mantra and put whatever mantra might work for you in there, by the way, because that's the idea with trauma-informed breath work. It's about your body healing. So you might need and have a different message that you'd like to have for yourself. But for today, if you'd like to borrow this one, I like the idea of I got this. So what if your day, this whole day, you just went about your day through tasks and endeavors and activities, all of the doing and the being, knowing you got this. All right. So that's going to be our mantra. And the breath pattern we're going to start out with a simple halo active breath, which is inhaling through our nose and then exhaling through our mouth, like an audible exhale. So if I was sitting next to you, you would hear me, or the person who was sitting next to you would hear you. So go ahead and just practice that one a couple times. That's called the halo active breath. And then we're going to move into a 3-part breath called the tri-active breath. So there's 3 parts to it, which is a 2-part inhale. So you're inhaling through your belly and then through your upper chest, exhaling out through your mouth, and you're inhaling through the nose. So it looks and sounds like this. You can go at your own pace. There's no right or wrong way to do this, right? So if you find yourself wondering what to do, or am I doing it right? Or how does this work? Don't worry about it. Just bring your focus back to the breath. And you can always just go back to a normal breath, right? Just inhale, exhale through your nose or mouth, whatever is comfortable for you. That's really the key here. Because remember, we're listening to our bodies. We're actually becoming more present to the intelligence below our necks, which informs so much. We have 50 trillion cells in our body, right? I don't even know if you can visualize that number, 50 trillion, right? That's a lot. But they are all intelligent and they all retain and contain memory, cellular intelligence. And we're helping them through the power of our breath and our conscious thought, because we are all connected. The mind body is one. And I cannot stress that more than in the power of breath work. All right. So if there's any questions, feel free to ask me. If not, we'll go ahead and get started, and I'll be playing some music. But for now, go ahead and just settle into your space. You've done such a great job already. And by the way, this will be less than 8 minutes because this is an integrative breathwork session. So we'll probably end right around the end of this time together. Probably do a little less than 8 minutes. Just settling into your space. And just allow yourself to feel your feet on the floor. And just notice your state right now. What are you feeling? What are the sensations there? And just notice what is so for yourself as you think, I got this. I'm just getting some music going here. And inviting in this time to know that all is well, and I've got this. And give yourself a little bit of acknowledgement for being here today. Again, just setting this time aside for yourself in a practice that can serve you all day long. Come back to this feeling at any time. As we begin our breath pattern of the halo active, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. Going at your own pace, letting the body do the work. I got this. And know that you've got you, and I've got you. Knowing you are so safe here. Just breathing through What is coming up for you? Just returning to that breath. You feel any, and notice anything other than your breath. Notice if there's any resistance, inviting that resistance in, allowing those parts of you to be here. Bringing in your curiousness, your curiosity to ask, what is here today? And seeing if there is that resistance, just greeting that with acceptance. I got this. Noticing what is here now. Just returning to that breath, that cycle of breath as you continue to build. Inhaling through your nose, exhaling audibly through your mouth. In your body, center, leaning into that trust of safety that you are creating right now with me. And when you are so safe here, all that is experienced is exactly what you need today. Just taking that breath a little deeper if you can, if it feels good for you, and only if it feels good for you. Knowing I've got this. I've got this. I've got me. I've got this. Knowing you are setting yourself up for creating your day in a way that will feel sustained, and supportive, and expansive. Being fully present to yourself and what is important for you, being aware of your environment at the same time. Knowing I've got me. Yes, I've got this. And we'll take one more inhale together through your nose. Exhaling when you feel ready. Holding this breath at the bottom of your exhale if you can. Holding that if it feels good and only if it feels good. Just noticing in the space right now, this silence, exhaling when your body feels ready. What is here? And continuing that inhale now again, whatever feels good for you. As we move into that triactive breath, that 3-part breath, when you feel ready, inhaling 2 times through your nose, full exhale on your outtake breath. Exhale. It's as if you are moving that breath up through the top of your chest, from your belly. Breathe in. There you go. Just notice any physical sensations. If there are any, you might want to move. You might feel called to relax your jaw, move your neck around. No, it's all in service to your day. You're getting all that you exactly today. Allowing that in. About another 30 seconds in this powerful triactive breath. I've got this. Beautiful. Taking 2 more breaths here. And then taking a long exhale, sending all that breath out, letting go of anything that no longer serves you with that breath. Letting it leave your body. Holding that if it feels good for you. Just normal, natural breath here. Releasing your breath pattern. Beautiful work. Feeling your breath naturally return to its state of being normal for you. Letting the body breathe itself. Feeling completely relaxed. There's nothing other than your breath here to guide you. Feeling your feet on the floor. Feeling your hair underneath you being held by gravity that is sustaining and supporting you. Just notice if there's been anything that feels different, any shifts, more nervous right now. Taking inventory of what is here, what is here now. And if it feels good to take out a hand and place it anywhere on your body that feels like that could serve you, whether it's your heart space or your diaphragm, your legs, whatever that feels good, just feel that connection or that stronger emotional connection that you can create at any time. That's it. And acknowledging yourself again for being here, in yourself a moment of gratitude, thanking yourself for being here, showing up today. Acknowledging this part of you here that is now present, person. You've got this. And when it feels good for you, you have all the time to do this, to just open your eyes, to come back into your space, feeling your eyes opening up and just looking at different textures and colors that get to be with you today. Letting out a final exhale, thanking you and thanking yourself and whatever it took for you to get here today. And know that this experience was exactly what you needed today. And if you'd like to share and reflect anything back in the comments or anywhere else, if you'd like to journal for a moment, then I invite you to do that. It's all about what serves you. And sometimes the breath is not a verbal practice. We don't have words sometimes to explain how we feel. So sometimes writing it out can be a powerful way of understanding anything that you want to process. And also to integrate that into your day even more as you begin to process those thoughts or sensations that did come up for yourself. And sometimes emotions can come up, physical sensations, it's all good. It's just a process where, again, it's moving through the body, and the breath can help accelerate that in a way that feels very supportive for you. So thank you. And thank you. I'm glad it was a powerful session. And if this was helpful for you, if you found value in coming to Mindset Monday as a session, please invite others that you know who might want to attend, who might also benefit from types of this work. Then let's bring them in. I would love to have your colleagues and the folks that are in your network join us, because sharing is caring. And in my opinion, we need so much of this in our day to continue to thrive, to continue to be the masters of our craft that we can do so much in. But we also need to be sustained in that. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.